let's see. I think he would look pretty cute right here, right? Yeah, that looks cute. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are actually choosing our November TBR blindly. So what I did was I basically just curated the ones that are on my radar, and the ones on the bottoms are either books that are in a series and are probably in here, the first book, and other books that I'm kind of like not really wanting to read because I need this to be more realistic and actually pick and read books that I actually want to read. Like some of these books I don't want to, so this kind of forces me to actually read them. And like if I don't read some of the books that I actually want to read in here, that kind of motivates me to finish those books so I can finally open the rest of them. I think that we're only gonna be choosing, let's do 6. I feel like 6 is a good number, and then we're gonna be doing the rest of them probably in December. I also have books that came out at the end of October and that are coming out early November or sometime in November, so those are also going to be in my TBR. I have a feeling that this month is going to be an amazing reading month because the last good reading month was back in August, and I have this feeling that November will also be an amazing reading month because there's just so many amazing books that came out in the end of October and are coming out in November, so I'm just so excited. And I do know that it's just going to be a great reading month. Let's actually start with these and just start picking out our November TBR. I'm so excited. I don't know where to start. I've never done this before and it's just so exciting. I really recommend just doing this even if it's not for a video. It's just extremely fun to just wrap all of these. It feels like you're wrapping Christmas presents, and when you open them, it's just so fun. So I highly recommend doing this even if you're not really filming a video. Okay, let's start with our first book, and 7. Okay, 7. The only one that I know of is this one, and it's only because it's like the only big one out of all of these. So yeah, that's the only one that I know. Okay. Wait, I have to go like this. Okay. You guys are seeing it first? Oh, Maybe Meant to Be. I have never read a K.L. Walter book before. She is the author of The Summer of Broken Rules, so that's exciting. I've never read anything from her, so I'm very excited to start reading one of her books. Okay, we're gonna put them here for now. So, oh wait, actually I'm gonna put them right on top of him, like this. There you go. Okay. Okay, next one. 13. The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Oh my god. Okay, one of the books that are gonna be in my November TBR is actually her other book, The 7-Year Slip. I'm excited to be reading both her books this month. Wow, that's already a great TBR. And they're also pretty short, so it's actually very realistic to be able to read them all. Okay, 9. I don't know why I'm starting to do this where you guys see it first, but you guys will be seeing it first. I was waiting for this one. I've been wanting to read this forever. It has been on my TBR for the longest time. So for it to be finally here, I'm excited. That's already a good pile. Next book. Okay. 2. It's funny because I don't even know if this is in frame. So let me know if it is. I was really hoping that I was gonna get this. I've been eyeing it for the longest time, and I'm so excited that it's now in this pile. I told you guys, I told you November was gonna be a really great reading month. And then we also got this little Santa little cup because November to me is kind of like Christmas. Like I'm already decorating for Christmas. Let me know if you guys do that too, because we are that type of people that once it hits November 1st, everything is Christmas. Next one is 10. Oh, I know which one's that one. And I had a feeling this one was gonna be picked, so I'm not even gonna close my eyes. Wait, actually I should. This one is Assassins to the Villain. Amazing. I love the spray edges. Makes it even cooler. So for our last one, let's go out with a bang. So we're gonna be choosing, okay, I'm nervous. 12. Ooh, okay, so this one's our last one. Let me feel it actually. Wait, this is backwards, isn't it? Okay, so A Flicker in the Dark. I have not read a thriller and I don't even know. Let me actually check. was all the way in July. Last time I read a thriller. Oh my god. Okay, so this is perfect. This is honestly perfect to be reading a thriller because that's been way too long for me not to read thrillers. Wow, I'm actually surprised. Okay, so those are all the books, and actually let me show you guys the other books that I'm gonna be reading in November as well. We have the last book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series that we're gonna be reading in November, and the reason why I included this is because the video that I'm actually filming right now will be coming out in November, and this one is gonna be in it. So yeah, I'm currently reading it for that video, and it's so good. Other than A Curse for True Love, King of Greed has been my most anticipated book of the year because I'm actually very caught up with all of Anna Juan's books. I've read them all, and when I first found out what this book was going to be about, I knew that I had to get my hands on this book ASAP. King of Greed is a second chance groveling and marriage in trouble trope, and I have never read any book like that ever before. And I'm telling you guys, November, amazing. We have Powerless. It finally came in the mail. I ordered it on Amazon and it took a while for it to come, and I honestly cannot wait to read this book. It just sounds so good, and the way that everyone hypes it up, I know that I'm gonna feel the same way that I felt about Divine Rivals, about Fourth Wing with this one. So this one will for sure be a 5-star read. I just know it. I have that feeling. And the last book that I said was The 7-Year Slip, and this one also sounds extremely good. I don't know why, but it kind of gives me Layla vibes by Colleen Hoover, but a little bit less dark. To give you guys a little bit of a summary of all of these books, Powerless is basically about humans and ordinaries basically kill humans. Our main character kind of goes into this trial that's kind of like Hunger Games-esque, and they're all ordinaries, and she's the only human, and no one knows that she is, because if they knew that she was human, she would instantly be killed. Next book that we talked about was obviously King of Greed. So King of Greed is basically about Dominic and Alessandra, and he just loves, like, he's just all about work. He does not pay any attention to his wife, and she just had enough, and so she files for divorce. Next book is The 7-Year Slip. So this book is basically about a girl who, I think her grandma gave her this apartment, and so when she goes there, she sees a man that is actually trapped 7 years into the future. I think that they are in some way kind of like romantically interested in each other, and that's just like, how is that gonna happen? You know, like, he is 7 years into the future and you are not. I'm interested to see how they kind of resolve that, because they're not in the same timeline, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to find out what happens. So this book is the third and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I can't really say much about it without giving up spoilers, but if you guys have not read the series, please do. Next book is A Flicker in the Dark. This is basically about a girl that whenever she was 12, 6 girls went missing and her dad confessed to that crime. A couple years pass and it starts happening again, and she's trying to figure out if the actual killer ended up going behind bars or if he was never actually caught. Next book is Assistant to the Villain, and this book is basically, the title is a assistant to the villain, and I don't really know much more other than that. We'll see how this one goes because I really don't know much more than that. The next book is One Dark Window, and I've heard nothing but great reviews about this book. Okay, so this book is basically about a girl who goes on a quest with this monster who she, like, that's what she calls him, and they go on a quest to find 12 cards because there's this kind of disease taking over their town, and those cards are basically the cure for that. Next book is The Cruel Prince. This book is basically about Jude, and whenever she was 7, her parents were murdered and her 2 sisters were stolen away, and they went to go live in a fairy world. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong in that court, and so she kind of, I guess, has to win over the Fae to be able to be in that court. She meets one of the High King's sons, who is the youngest. I actually already picked up the second book because I knew that this was going to be an amazing book that I wanted to read the second book instantly. Next book is The Dead Romantics, and this one is basically about a girl named Florence. No, she's not Florence. So this is basically about a author who, her parents actually end up dying and she has to go back home, which she has not been there in a very long time, and for whatever reason she has avoided her town, and then she finds a ghost standing in the funeral's parlor's front door, and she's just confused by him. She's like, who's this guy? What is he just doing here? And she also does not believe in love either because she just went through a breakup, and she's just convinced that there's like no hope to ever find her true love ever. So yeah, I think that she will be finding it with this one guy who's just randomly standing there. So the last book that we're going to be reading in November is Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walter. She is the author of The Summer Broken Rules, which I have not read yet. So this is going to be my first book by her. So this book is basically about two people, Sage and Charlie, and how everyone at school, even their families, think that they're meant to be. But Charlie has a girlfriend every month and Sage has never had a real relationship, and their friends and families are just thinking that there's just a matter of time until they finally get together because they're now all in high school. So I'm guessing this is childhood friends to lovers. So these are all the books that we're going to be reading in the month of November, but we are also going to be reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarrow. So that concludes today's video. I will be reading some of these books in different videos in November, so if you guys want to watch those, stick around. And yeah, I hope you guys had a great time watching. I hope you guys also have a great day, night, wherever you guys are, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.